the order of operations. These are the order of steps that we agree upon to operate through a problem. As mathematicians, we kind of made up the order, but we all agree on it so that we all end up with the same answer at the end. We don't want to have different orders, different steps, and we all end up with different answers at the end. That would be very confusing. So it doesn't matter which country you're in, what part of the globe you're on. We all use the same order when we're doing algebra. And what's beautiful about that is what makes math the universal language. So the order of operations can be remembered by PEMDAS, or you might have heard, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This is just a way to remember PEMDAS, which gives us the steps to operate through a problem. So the first letter P, this stands for parentheses, or you might see brackets. This would be the first step. If you see anything inside parentheses, you need to operate that first before you do any of the other steps. Your next step, E, is for exponents. So same thing, if you see any exponents in a problem, you need to get rid of those or operate through those before you can proceed. The next two, so M and D, multiply and divide, these are kind of interchangeable because multiplication and division are really both the same operation. They're just inverses of each other. So multiply or divide, you might do either one of these first, just depending on where you see it in the problem. So as you read through an expression, you want to read it just like you're reading a book. You want to read left to right. So whichever you see multiplying or divide first, you want to do that operation first. And the last two letters, A, S, this stands for add or subtract. And just like with multiplying and divide, these are really both the same operation. They're just inverses of each other again. So that means whichever you see first, you want to operate that first. So I might see a subtraction sign before I see an addition sign if I'm reading that problem left to right. So I might sometimes subtract before I add. It just depends on where it's at in the expression. So let me do an example problem here. This says use the order of operations, use PEMDAS, to evaluate the expression. All right, so I notice right away, remember the P of PEMDAS is for parentheses. I notice that I need to get rid of these parentheses first. I need to do the operation that's contained within the parentheses. So here my first step is going to be 6 plus 7. Adding those gives me 13. And I'll just bring down the rest. All right, 6 plus 7 gives me 13. That's the P. Here there are no exponents to get rid of. So next is multiply and divide. So I'm going to multiply these 3 times 13. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 1 is 3. So my answer for this should be 39. All right, let's do one more. So here's another one kind of similar. It says, use the order of operations, use PEMDAS again to evaluate the expression. So here, just reading left to right, notice there's no parentheses, there are no exponents. Next for multiply and divide, I do have a division sign here. So I could divide 72 divided by 9. That's going to give me 8. And then just bring down the rest, the plus and the 7. So I'm going to add these. 8 plus 7 is going to give me 15. All right, let's do one last one more example. All right, so this one a little bit harder here. Same thing, use order of operations, use PEMDAS to evaluate the expression. So for P for parentheses, you notice you have two sets of parentheses here, and you need to work from the inside out. These are nested inside of the other parentheses, so I need to get rid of these first, which means first I'm doing 10 minus 8 to get 2, and then just bring down all the rest. Here's the 4, the minus, the 20, the division, just bring all that down. And now I can do this next set of parentheses. So 4 minus 2 is going to give me 2, bring down the rest, 20 divided. So my last step here would just be 20 divided by 2, which is going to give me 10. All right, so that's the basic concept behind order of operations. You're just using PEMDAS, go through that order of steps. The problems, they can get trickier, they can get more complicated, but you're just following that same set of steps. All right.